Hello again, everyone. I'm Richard Weil, and I'm the principal and owner of National
Hello.
Restaurant. And I'm welcoming once again our 72nd NRC Helpful Moment, Mr. Brian Devine from Top Line Management, CafeFuel.
I
Our
can see you.
special guest, our special guest is Mr. Ernest Ellis, live from Norfolk, Virginia. And JR Crickets is about to open one of its newest locations. It's a great franchise licensing system out of Atlanta, Georgia. But Mr. Ernest Ellis is the first franchise, basically licensed franchise outside of the state of Georgia. He opened up several years ago. And he's a very experienced restaurateur. And I want Ernest to talk to us about today. What's it been like trying to open up a restaurant during COVID-19, and a little bit about JR Cricket. So, Ernest, take it away.
Ernest, can you hear us? I want to make
I
sure.
can hear you now.
Okay,
Okay.
I think for whatever reason you can't hear Richard. He just gave you the nicest intro, and of course the go ahead to tell us about the restaurant, and then talk to us a little bit about the what it's like trying to open during COVID-19.
Okay. Well, for all of you who don't know, I appreciate the opportunity for Brian and Richard bringing me on here today to give you all a little juice and history about JR Crickets here. And if a lot of people don't know, JR Crickets is an Atlanta-based company that's been in inception for about 40 years and has been voted the best wings in Atlanta. Been on a numerous talk shows, Love and Hip Hop, Atlanta Housewives. You name it, with celebrity in the country, they all go to Atlanta. They make JR Crickets one of their stomping grounds. And I was one of those people, just a regular guy that used to love to get me some lemon pepper wings, and probably 4 or 5 days out the week, I was going to JR Crickets. And even when I didn't live in Atlanta, when I flew to Atlanta, I actually had to go.
Oops.
Oh, looks like we might have lost.
I would have to go buy 50 wings and take 50 wings home to my family on a Ziploc bag on an airplane. So that's how good the wings are. So with that being said, it in my mind, it gave me the opportunity to think in my mind, wow, if people in Atlanta are going crazy for these wings like this, and my own family back in the Virginia market, I think it behooves me to figure out how can I get into this business. So I started talking to the JR Cricket people, and luckily one weekend when I had that on my mind, they were actually at an expo in the Washington, D.C. area. So I just said, you know what, I called one of my buddies who owned the Crickets in Atlanta. He told me, yeah, Paul and the whole crew, they're in the D.C. area. So I drove up, I met them. I actually had my eyes on a building, didn't know what I wanted to do with the building. And they were able to, 2 days later, drive through Virginia, saw the building, and say, you know what, guy, this is a go. So then I just had to figure out how to get the ducks in a row to get the license fees and, things of that nature in position to, open up the Cricket. So opened up the first location about 2.5 years ago now. It's been some ups, been some downs, but for the best part about it is could have been too many ups and downs because we're going to location number 4 now. So
Nice.
I guess those were good growing and learning pains that we went through. So now going to location 4, kind of like a little bit more proficient, a little bit more skill. You may even think I've been in the restaurant business for 20 years because I went through so many of the ups and downs in the first 2.5 years. So
Yeah.
year 3 going into location 4, it seems real easy. It's like it's just moving, and like, it's like, okay, is it destined for me to have location 4? But destined to have location 4, but then guess what happens? The world's best friend came about, COVID-19. So, so we were on I was on a sprint at this new location to have it open in a very prominent area, ODU, 5 minutes away from me. One of the world's largest naval bases with 7 ships. Actually, the hospital ship that actually went to New York to serve COVID-19 is docked right down the block from me with 7 other major carriers. The actual port, the port of Norfolk, is right in my backyard. So this location was really prime for the picking to be a location that would make you think it was a Chick-fil-A. I think with people lined up coming in, if we can be like Chick-fil-A, I think we all would be great, successful restaurateurs. So
Right.
that's one of the models that I look at and be like, hey, if Chick-fil-A can do it, man, if I can be like Chick-fil-A, it's no problems. So,
Right.
but what COVID hit, kind of slowed everything down because it shut the city down, shut my vendors down, because everybody, Virginia was on a true lockdown. So it put us behind with plumbing, with electrical inspections and hood inspections, but it slowed those things down. But and going into the restaurant business, it didn't slow the rent down. It didn't slow Dominion Power down. It didn't slow any of those people who still wanted to get their money. So, that was one of the biggest challenges. Okay, scratching your head, how can you be that guy that survives through the COVID-19 and be able to still, you invested so much into a new facility that you were ready to open, but you get hit with this. So yeah, I feel for those who didn't or don't have a great support team like I had in my corner, that we were able, or the financial stability to be backed and be able to make it through, because my group, they understand the vision on and the quality of our product and what it can bring to us. So I'm thankful, to have a group like that with me, so that it's just like we were able to sustain COVID, and now I'm ready to come out this thing and run 100 miles per hour. And sometimes you slow down for a reason. So it could have been a reason why we got slowed down. So we'll look at it from a positive aspect. And, I think that's just one of the greatest things for us, just, okay, you got shut down. It slowed us all down, made us reflect on some things. And I think coming back, giving customers the type of service and cleanliness that they deserve, COVID-19 has taught us all a little bit more cleanliness, more about space, more about customer service, which I consider the result of great execution and carrying attitude and a sense of urgency. I learned those values at 18 working at a company called U Crops in Richmond. So those core values is what I take with me every day. So I think that now it's going to make other people look at those values, because you have to give great customer service again. Now you have to have a sense of urgency, and you got to do all those things to make your customers happy, because it's really all about the customer, their safety, and things of that nature. So that's just a little spill on the JR Cricket story. And we do have the best lemon pepper wings in the world. So I can't wait to serve the people in Norfolk, our product.
I've tried them. I had them in
That's
the
pretty much it, and that's we just read it. But, I guess we could say thanks to COVID-19 a little bit. We could say not thanks to COVID-19, I guess, but, who knows? It's a blessing and a curse at the same time. So, I guess we just got to look at it and how do we come up out of it? And all of us as a people or a country just come out this thing being a better service industry to the customers who pretty much make us who we are.
Yeah.
Amen to that. Brian, have you got something you want to add?
Yeah, so that's what that is. So I don't know if there's any other point that you think I need to touch on, or things of that nature, as far as anything you got that you want to ask me a little deeper, there's like taxi cab confessions or something like that.
That's right. Ernest, I want to ask you, you come across so well on video. Are you using video to promote your restaurants? Are you getting on video and talking with people that way?
I don't, but that's been it's a dream of mine. I tell people I actually through COVID-19, I actually just got Facebook and I just got Instagram, because I've raised by old school people.
Yeah,
it's like I'm on that handshake type of deal thing, face-to-face conversation. But this new way and new world, I do feel like I'm ready to be one of those guys that go live every day and just try to give people a spiel on certain things. And just like I don't think because I'm not people shy. I'm a people person. So I'm a salesperson, through birth. So, so I think I could sell, ice to Eskimo if I had to, so, but it's just, I think I will, eventually move forward into a daily thing where, I see these people on Instagram, they go live every day and for an hour talking to people about certain things. So maybe I can get me a little 15-minute Ask Ernest every day and go live and talk about restaurants, to help people, navigate through the good, the bad, the ugly, So it's that could be in my future.
I think it should be. I think you're fantastic I've enjoyed myself. So
all right.
If you need some help along the way, I am happy to give you any guidance that you might, any questions, anything along the way. I'm happy to help. And Hey, if you do it, I'd love to come onto your show and we'll talk about some different things.
Sounds good. Look, I like your setup too, because my son has ambitions on being a sports broadcaster, and what you guys set up right there.
You like that?
I gotta get him. He's 13,
right
14, but he actually can tell you anything about sports. You know what he knows. I feel like sometimes when we're at home watching a game, I need to give him a beer and some chicken wings, and sit back and watch him, because he know more than I know about the game. So it's funny, but it's a passion. So like you say, sometimes it's in you to do certain things, and what you're doing right there with your setup, I definitely like to say, and maybe I have to do it first in order for him to see how the ease of use on how it can actually be done. And just talking to the people, and and maybe be a father and son tag team duo,
I think so.
Dad and son sports talk or something like that. And he'll be doing the talking. I'll just be the dad, like
right.
Red and Lamont off Samuel and Son.
Sports and wings.
Yeah.
There you go.
Exactly.
So Brian, you can hear me. I know Ernest.
Yeah, Richard, I'm sorry. Richard, what do you want to say?
So I just want to thank Ernest. I know he can't hear me, but thank him. And
I didn't hear Richard. What did Richard say?
Richard is just basically thanking you for coming on, and just can't thank you enough. Really appreciate your time. And Richard, I'll close this up if that's okay.
Please.
Okay. And Ernest, for me too, thank you so much for your time. I really enjoyed it. Hopefully everybody watching enjoyed it as well. And that's it for us today. Bye for now, everybody.
Appreciate the opportunity. Thank you.
You bet.
All right.
So long.